There are the records for the men's 1500. We've got a couple of heats for you. The top 5 finishers across the line in each of the 2 races, and then the 2 fastest times over the 2 heats. So pretty stiff qualifying. It absolutely behooves you to be in the top 5 if you want to run on Friday.
And this first of those 2 heats includes a couple of Washington athletes. We saw the indoor mile stacked, loaded with Washington Huskies, and they often use those team tactics. You have Luke Hauser wearing hip number 2 for Washington. Also Joe Wascom, the defending champion in this event. He has hip 9. Those guys are currently back in the back, kind of trailing a little bit. Out front is University of North Carolina's Ethan Strand.
Just a freshman from North Carolina, setting the pace.
And it's a couple of freshmen there up front. It's also Colin Salmon from Northern Arizona, the high school phenom.
So pretty solid pace. You can see that they aren't terribly bunched up yet. It's warm out there, as I mentioned, 88 degrees, and certainly warmer than that on the track. Wind is not really an issue, and that's helpful. So the first 400 pretty honest at 58.5. They're looking for a 12-man final.
Starting to see the Washington guys start to get closer there in the back of the pack, keeping themselves attached to the rest of the field. But Strand has done a great job getting out front, keeping things honest.
Unlike indoor, the Huskies only getting 3 of their milers here, 1500-meter runners, I should say. They had 7, I believe, at the indoor NCAA championships.
Starting to see you guys get a little bit anxious. They're going wide now, spreading out far into lane 2.
Ezekiel Rope of Iowa State now into 2nd place. Right there on the rail. It's a little dangerous as he now gets passed. Needs to find a place for himself as they bunch up significantly here as they cross the finish line, slow things down. The second lap is going to be certainly slower. 61 on that second tour.
Another athlete who looks to be moving pretty well. He's right in the middle of the pack. He has that sticker number 10 on his leg. That's Liam Murphy from Villanova. He has been excellent in championship races, winner of 4 Big East titles this year, indoor 3000 and DMR outdoor 5K and 4x8. Also had a couple really impressive runs at the Penn Relays this outdoor season. Starting to see a little bit of traffic.
Yeah, he really got worked over there in that turn. Had to run way right, got knocked around a little bit as they come up to the bell. And it's the Huskies up in front controlling things. Remember, it's the top 5 finishers across the line the next time who will automatically qualify through to Friday's final.
Hauser and Wascom incredibly controlled. Look at the way they just gradually moved their way up the field and took control of this race. Now you're starting to see Wascom. He has that great kick that we saw last year at the NCAA 1500-meter final. Now he's going to pull his teammate right there along with him.
Ezekiel Rope there also from Iowa State in 3rd. There's a lot of contenders for those first 5 spots. It was a pretty decent pace. So it may get time qualifiers out of here. Sean Donahue has raced himself back into contention after really getting worked over last lap. So clearly 5 people across the line that have separated themselves, so they know that they'll be racing on Friday. Led by Joe Wascom, the defending champion. 54.5 for his last 400 meters.
These guys do such a great job of working off of one another. This is the move where Wascom gets to the backstretch and moves right around his teammate. Andy Powell describes Joe Wascom as the ultimate team guy, and he says he's not afraid to take chances and make those bold moves. You can see just how, even when he threw down that pretty aggressive kick, was able to stay really composed. And a big blanket finish behind him. Takes a glance over the shoulder to be sure he pulled his teammate along to advance him through. Now they'll look to get one more into the final out of that second heat. Here
are the official results. It was Liam Murphy, not Sean O'Donoghue, my mistake. He did race himself into an automatically qualifying position. Those first 5 will advance, and places 6 and 7 have to wait to see what kind of a race is run in heat number 2 to see if their times will qualify. Speaking of heat number 2, we are ready for that one with a little bit of time to spare. There is the third Husky, Nathan Green of Washington. He will start spot number 6.
Just saw his teammates advance. Now he will look to do the same. One of the top 10 performances among collegians in 2023. And then the fastest collegian so far this outdoor season, Fouad Massaoudi of Oklahoma State. Indoors, he was the NCAA champion in the 3,000 and also flexed that speed running the 800-meter leg of the national championship DMR.
The bubble is 3:40.48. That is the 7th place time from that first heat. That's information that is important for these athletes to know if they're not going to be in the top 5. They got to hope this pace goes out fast enough that they can get through on time. Here are your competitors, 12 in all.
Massaoudi does have the luxury of having his teammate Alex Stitt in this heat as well. Massaoudi, wastes no time getting straight up to the front. And indoors, he called his shot in the 3K. He was telling head coach Dave Smith the morning of the race, I'm going to win. And Coach Smith said, he does that a lot, and most of the time, he's right. He's one of those who gets a little anxious, wants to get out hard, get out aggressively. That's how he's most comfortable racing and does a great job of avoiding any trouble right there and setting the pace up front. One athlete also to watch in this advancing heat has the headband on. Currently in 5th position, Isaac Baston of Drake. He made all 3 major finals last year, NCAA indoor and outdoor, and then also the USA champions, and he was the indoor mile runner-up to Washington's Luke Hauser. He has such a knack for advancing to finals and then contending in them as well.
59 seconds for the first 400 meters, so ever so slightly slower than heat number 1. But they had really slowed it down in laps number 2 and 3 in that first heat. Massaoudi's continuing to control things from the front. Nick Foster, the senior from Michigan, is right there with a big M on his chest. You can't miss it.
Also worth noting right now, right in the middle of the pack, wearing the all-black uniform, that is South Carolina's Anas Asai. He is from Morocco, as is Fouad Massaoudi. They are friends. They grew up together. Friends off the track, worth saying, but great competitors when they are on it, so know each other very well. And Asai was the SEC 1500-meter champion. Run some really impressive, fast 1,500 meters in his career. We're starting to see him emerge as a national caliber NCAA competitor. Struggled last outdoor season in some of the championship racing because of how tactical it was, and has started to really emerge as a force. And Massaoudi is still continuing to be there right up front, along with Adam Spencer of Wisconsin, the Big Ten indoor mile champ.
2 minutes at the 800-meter split. Just ever so slightly slower than heat number 1. And as they get ready to wind it up, they'll come by and they'll get the bell. You can see the pack starting to bunch up a bit as in anticipation of that.
Big cluster of guys right there up front. A lot of guys doing additional work, like Anas Asai of South Carolina out there in lane 2. And now he starts to go. This is how he likes to close, really aggressively. We've seen it at the SEC indoor and outdoor championships. Likes to rely on that kick.
That was a 59-second third lap. Jesse Hunt of North Carolina, the senior, is also in there. Massaoudi has done all of the work up to this point. Spencer now getting in front of him. Top 5, and there's about 8 runners in contention for those top 5 spots. Spencer looks up at the big board to see where everybody's located. Remember, the bubble time, 3:40.48. Spencer in full flight now. Suda's got to watch what's going on around him, or he won't be in the top 5. He almost didn't get in there. He was 5th after doing most of the work for the entire race. Asai also in that group of 5, 54.5 for the last tour for Adam Spencer, just like it was for Waxum. So someone is going to be very disappointed by a few tenths of a second on qualifying on time.
Adam Spencer does an excellent job of using Masaudi to set the pace and then kind of glances around, knows he's incredibly comfortable right there in the lead. Great close by Asai. And then look at this fight in the back half of that pack. You can see Nathan Green looking around, Isaac Baston in there right with Fuad Masaudi as well. Going to be really close to see the times separating the final guys advancing in.
So Jesse Hunt in 6th place, we know he got in. There are your top 5. Those are your automatic qualifiers. We know that Hunt is in on time. That means we only have one more. We will adjudicate that for you when we return. And when we come back, it'll be time for the men's steeplechase semifinals.